Hey everybody, it's been a long time since I've done a video, but it's just Iron Jaden here, and I'm here for another album video review for probably the most anticipated album after Black Sabbath's June 10th release of 13. We've had some good music this year. We've had Megadeth Super Collider, we've had Black Sabbath 13, we've had Alice in Chains, The Devil Put Dinosaurs here, we've had Queens of the Stone Age, Like Clockwork. And there's been some other music I haven't been much of a fan of it, and I will probably be getting around to a review of Jason Newsted's heavy metal music and maybe a review of this year's Gigantour with Device, Hell Yeah, Newsted, Death Division, and Megadeth. But for now, I'm going to do a review on an album that drops tomorrow, at least in North America. And this album is highly anticipated. There's a lot of hype on this album, but there's a lot of people thinking that there's going to be a negative outcome in this album. But I'm sure it's not just me that has already heard this album, as this album has already streamed off of iTunes for about a week now. Last week they put a Facebook post up that said you can go to iTunes and you can stream this album. I'm talking about none other than Avenged Sevenfold with their August 27th release tomorrow of Hail to the King. Hail to the King has had a lot of controversy all around it for the title track that was released a month ago for Aaron LeJay on drums and no longer the Rev or Mike Portnoy. If they can live up to expectations of what Nightmare did or what the self-titled did or what City of Evil did and just everything else along the lines. And in my opinion, this is actually so far just like Black Sabbath 13 was my favorite full-length Black Sabbath release and Black Sabbath in my favorite catalog. In my opinion, this and the self-titled are actually my favorite Avenged Sevenfold albums, and then probably their sounding of the Seventh Triumph or Trumpet. I always get that mixed up. It would probably be in a battle from first and second and third. But this album was a complete album. It was very well done. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are going, this isn't classic Avenged. And spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't classic Avenged. Not probably about 90% of this album, if not higher than that, but just barely higher than that. This album is not Avenged Sevenfold. This album is a new look of Avenged Sevenfold, and if you're not gonna give the band a chance to change their style a little bit, then you really might as well not waste your money. But buying this album, in my opinion, is not a waste of money, as my freaking thoughts on this album are nothing but exceptional. Great album. I loved it. It starts out with a song that gets released tomorrow along with the Call of Duty Zombies DLC, Apocalypse, I think it's called, Shepherd of Fire. That gets released tomorrow on CD and on the Call of Duty DLC, and we're going to start out and talk about that song. Shepherd of Fire is about a 5-minute runtime, and there's a lot of people that after Hail of the King got released, they said, and then after Matt Shadows did an interview that said, we asked Aaron if it was okay if he took a hit of not drumming as good as he could, like in songs like Not Ready to Die or Carry On, if he was going to be willing to take that hit. And he said, I'd do anything for the band. And at that point I kind of thought, crap, they're not going to put any drums. I thought the same thing anyone thought, they're not going to put any effort into the drums. Well, Shepherd of Fire completely tore that up instantly. Now, Shepherd of Fire is not the most in-depth drumming that I've ever heard from Avenged Sevenfold or from Aaron LeJay. It does not top Not Ready to Die, and it probably doesn't top Carry On, but it is a great song by any means. Now, I'm going to speak more about this later, but I do not think Shepherd of Fire should have been the songs chosen by Call of Duty for the new Zombies. I don't play Call of Duty on too that much, but Not Ready to Die and Carry On were both two great songs for the zombies that they represented, and I feel that there's another song on this album that would have been more suitable for being a zombie song, but even still, it's a great song. This song's perfect in my mind. It's a great way to start the album. It starts out with a Black Sabbathy kind of feel with bells tolling and with thunder, and then it comes in with a sinister gates, just a little half riff of what the actual chorus or verse riff is, and then we get the drums from Aaron LeJay, and the drums at the beginning are pounding, they're strong, and it really reminds me of a Megadeth trusty, Addicted to Chaos kind of drumming, but the drumming you can instantly tell was very well recorded just like any other Avenged drums are recorded ever since they became big. Very well done recording on that job, and then the song was just an incredible song, and I really like what they did with this album. On a few songs, they would cut into this quieter part of the songs where it would go into a part where you'd hear. I'm not sure if it's Matt Shadow speaking or Sinister or whoever it is speaking, but someone would speak in kind of a darker, eviler kind of voice and make way for the Shepherd of Fire. And there's a couple other lines that that voice says, and it goes through. The lyricals, I mean, the lyrics of this song are actually very well done. I really enjoyed them, and I thought this was a really good song. But like I said, I thought there was another song that should have been chosen for the zombie song, and I'll label that off and get to that song. But Shepherd of Fire was a great song. The drumming was great. Sinister, and I'm going to say it right now, in my opinion, this album was made good, better. Like, it stands the greatest Avenged Sevenfold album, and my favorite Avenged Sevenfold album as a full schedule because of Sinister Gates and Matt Shadows. Matt Shadows stood up to the task and provided a great vocal effort like he has on every other Avenged album. And then Sinister Gates, for the first time in my opinion on the history of Avenged Sevenfold, he didn't just do pull-offs and little sweeps. He actually went around and, like they said in an interview where they were actually going to pay tribute to their heroes and pay tribute to their influence in music, Megadeth, Metallica, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, bands like that, and Led Zeppelin, if I'm sure about that interview with Matt Shadows. Then they did the right thing to loosen it up with Souls. And Sinister Gates, this is the best full album version of Sinister Gates I've ever heard. Very impressed with him, and I'm always impressed with Matt Shadows. He did an exceptional job. Next song is Hail to the King. We've all heard the song. I've already done a review on the song. I'm not going to talk on it much. I'm not really going to talk on it at all. I like this song. It's energetic in my opinion. It's a powerful song. Drums aren't good. Big whoop. Let's not worry about that, and let's listen to it as if it was another song. There's a lot of Avenged Sevenfold fans that don't like this song because it came from Avenged Sevenfold. If it came from another band that was a little more simple, like if this was an AC/DC song or something, everyone would love it. So it's just the fact that some fans aren't willing to deal with change. But in my opinion, this album and this song are a great song. The next song is Doing the Time, and this, in my opinion, was the highest that I saw Megadeth influence on the album, as they said that they were going to go for the influence of Metallica and Megadeth and Pantera. This was the highest Megadeth influence I see. Doing the Time was actually, in my opinion, the lowest accountable song to go into this album. It was my least favorite song of the album, but it was a good song nonetheless. My favorite part of the song was actually how it started out with Matt Shadows speaking and then holding his note with his little grunt or whatever you'd want to call it, and then going into the song. The guitar solo is really well done. It was a really Megadeth-y, jazzy, classic kind of shredding solo, and it was a really good song, but I really feel like it was the low point of the album. Next song was This Means War, or Sad But True, mixed with Avenged Sevenfold and Matt Shadow's vocals. Now, they said they were going to get influence from bands like Metallica and Megadeth and whatnot. But this song is, the verses of this song are legitimately 95% Metallica Sad But True. And you know what? It's kind of cool that they revitalized the Metallica sound that much. But at the same point, I didn't really like the verses of the song as much. I liked what came before and after the verses, and I really liked the chorus. Matt Shadows did an excellent delivery of his This Means War. And the solo was really good in the song, but in my opinion, I didn't like the work of basically copying Sad But True. I thought they could have put a little more creativity into that, but nonetheless, it is a good song. And then this song, the next song, the fifth song on the album, Requiem, whatever. This is a song that I labeled as a song that I would have put or picked as the Call of Duty Treyarch or Activision, whatever it is, as the song for the Call of Duty DLC map, because in my opinion it's perfect. It starts out with some other language. I don't know what language it is, probably Greek or something along those lines, maybe Russian, but and then it goes into like this cool, it's this easy riff. It's kind of metallic-y sounding, but at the same point in my opinion, this is the most Avenged Sevenfold sounding song on the album. You might disagree, but I love this song. Requiem is probably my second favorite song, or my favorite song on this album. The drumming was great. It wasn't overplayed. This is a song where Aaron delivered perfectly. I thought he didn't overwork himself, he didn't underwork himself. He showed a bit, but he didn't show more than he had to, or more than he should have. Matt Shadows did a perfect job delivering the vocals to go along with the power of the chorus, and the chorus is so simple. The chorus is so easy and so, like, for the guitar work, and the verse is so easy and so powerful, but it just works for Avenged Sevenfold because they have that excellent vocal style and they have that excellent guitar power, and the recording process of this song was perfect. And then it goes into a part where it's another evil sounding voice, and it goes through talking about an army of the undead and devastating your enemies. And in my opinion, just with that quiet part of that song, with those words, with that sentences, and the beginning of the song, and the drums and just everything, I thought that'd be the song that I would want to rock out to if I were to have to choose a song off this album while playing Nazi zombies. So either way, that's my opinion on that song, and that's my opinion on their choice. Next song is Crimson Day. Crimson Day was just about a 6-minute runtime. Crimson Day was it's a memorable song on the album, but it's definitely in the bottom 3 songs on the album. It's not a song I play back as much as I would play back songs like Heretic or Shepherd of Fire or Requiem or Acid Rain or Planets. It's a good song, but there's nothing really special I can say about it. Yeah, there's great work by Sinister, great works by Matt Shadows, and again, great work by Aaron LeJ. I'm not really keen on the names of all the members of Avenged Sevenfold. I'm a fan of Avenged Sevenfold, but I've only been a fan for a couple years. I've never really looked into them too much, but I was really excited for this release, and I really love Nightmare and the Self-Titled and City of Evil and Sign of the Seventh Triumph, and I was excited for this release. Next song is Heretic. Heretic is a song I really enjoy. Now, Heretic, I'm not really sure what the term heretic means. I'm sure it's some sort of religious view or whatnot, but this song was really cool because I really enjoyed the verse lyrics talking about hell's light and final demise and being fed to the demon and whatever. I really enjoyed the chorus, and this is actually my favorite chorus in the whole album, and I really enjoyed just how the intro works and everything, and I really enjoy how Matt Shadow starts out the song singing quietly and singing softly. It still has that little evil tone that guys like him and Ozzy Osbourne have. And I love this song. I love the solo work. And then the next song is Coming Home. Now, Coming Home, to me, is Iron Maiden influence. Not completely, but Matt Shadow's vocals and the guitar riff and most of the drums in the song really, to me, sound like Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden kind of feel. Now, I know they have a song called Coming Home, but to me, yeah, this was influence of Iron Maiden. But I really like Coming Home. Now, the final 3 songs on the album, it's so powerful, it's so strong, it's so well done. Coming Home, it starts out with this fast, little, quiet, toned down riff, and then it moves in, and I really like the chorus, and I really like the whole 2-minute guitar work thing, and then they go back into the final verse and the final chorus, and then the exiting of the song is actually probably my favorite part of the song because it goes into Aaron LeJ kind of doing like 3 triplets followed up by a machine gun roll, and for the last 30 seconds of the song, and I really enjoy that, and I really enjoy Matt Shadow's delivery on this song. This song and Planets were probably my 2 favorite deliveries of like heavier, faster paced songs for Matt Shadows to be singing, in my opinion. And then the next song is Planets. Planets was a fantastic song, in my opinion. Planets had a lot of Pantera influence, a lot of the heaviness of Dimebag's guitar style, and Phil's vocal power. I really felt it in Matt Shadows and Sinister Gate's style there. And then along with Aaron LeJ, this is, in my opinion, probably the second best drum effort. I really enjoyed what he did with his drums in this song, and I actually really enjoy the pre-chorus and then the chorus, and then I enjoy just a little triplet hit that he does after saying Planets Collide by Matt Shadows, and overall this was a very good song. And the final song on the album without deluxe version is Acid Rain, and Acid Rain is a song that really proves Avenged Sevenfold is still Avenged Sevenfold without the Rev or with the Rev. They have recorded songs like Dear God and Danger Line and songs like that. They're a little softer and whatever, even though Danger Line isn't completely soft, I know. But Acid Rain, in my opinion, is like the garden for Rush off Clockwork Angels. It's the most beautiful, powerful song that the band has ever recorded, and they're doing it now, 10 years into the history of the band, and they're still showing that they still got everything that they've had with this album and this song. Acid Rain starts out with the piano, and it goes in the effects a bit, and the symphony, and I really like the use of the orchestra and the instrumentals in this album a lot too, with instruments outside of like guitars and bass and vocals and drums. But I really enjoyed this song. It's a song that drags you through. I think it's the longest running song on the album, but in my opinion, it runs you through the fastest, because you're expecting more and more from the song, knowing that it's 6.5 minutes long, but then it suddenly just ends, and I enjoyed the song a lot. Now, on the deluxe version, you can get a song called St. James. Now, I'm not sure if they're trying to put that towards St. James the person, biblically, or St. James as in James for Jimmy the Rev Sullivan. Either way, this is a really good song, in my opinion, the best full drum track on this album, but I can see why this song didn't make the album. This song is a really good, well put together song, but it's nothing special. In my opinion, St. James is a song that they put on a deluxe version because it didn't make the album, because it didn't have the energy that the rest of the songs have. Even with songs like Doing the Time, it wasn't the best song. I think St. James is a better song than Doing the Time, but it didn't have the energy and the grasp that Doing the Time had, and that's why I think St. James got killed from this album. If it even got killed from this album, maybe they didn't kill it from the album, maybe they just took it off. Now, Not Ready to Die and Carry On were released in 2010, 2011, and now here in 2013 we have Aaron LeJay on his first studio effort with Avenged Sevonfold, and in my opinion, Avenged Sevonfold is still great. This album, in my opinion, gets a 9 out of 10. In my opinion, Sinister Gates and Matt Shadows were the people that really made this album shine, really made it prosper. I can't wait to hear it on the radio. I can't wait to pop in the CD and load it on my iPod. And I've heard it so much through iTunes. I think I've listened through the album 7 or 8 times in the past 3 days. But overall, it's an incredible album, and I recommend it to anyone that's been an Avenged fan, anyone that's a metal fan. Give it a chance, right? Even if you don't like Avenged Sevenfold, with like the song Hail the King, you're gonna like this album. It's gonna grow on you. It's just like the last 2 releases from Megadeth, 13 and Super Collider. If you went out and bought that album, had a lot of expectations for that album, you went out and bought the album, the first listen through you didn't like it, in the next couple you did end up liking it. If you're one of those people, that's exactly how this album is going to be. You're going to listen to it once, you're going to be odd about it, but you're probably going to like some songs, and then you're going to go back through and you're going to say, this whole album is great. And Hail to the King as a single really stands out more once you listen to the whole album. It's a great album. Thank you for